31-14. The Bills improved to 8-6 on the year. So we started the day in the early window with 4 teams beginning the day in playoff position. 2 of them won. 2 of them lost. The Dallas Cowboys take care of business against the Giants. The Bills beat the Panthers, but the Cardinals, starting the day as the 3 seed in the NFC, lose to the Lions, and the 2-seeded Tennessee Titans in the AFC lose at Pittsburgh.
Ryan, and off the fingertips of the tight end, Kyle Pitts, with the coverage by Jaquiski Tart. And on downs, the Falcons will give it up. Goal line stand by San Francisco's defense.
What a great goal line stand by this defense, and it's a difficult catch when you look. He's got to look back into the sun, so not only fighting the sun, but the defender. Good stop for the 49ers.
Rated M1. He'll take a TV timeout there, so we are closed out with the early window. The late window is now opened up, and in, what do we got, about 10 minutes from now, Aaron Rodgers, last year's MVP, in Baltimore taking on the Ravens. We have not seen anything clinched so far today. Tyler Huntley will be quarterbacking the Baltimore Ravens. We told you about the news. Lamar Jackson, ankle injury, not activated today. But the Green Bay Packers trying to win the NFC North. They will do that with a victory over Baltimore. They'll clinch their 3rd straight division championship. We'll have that action for you coming up. As I said, they kick off in about 10 minutes. The early window, again, looks like this. It was only 2 road teams won today, and it was the 2 teams that traveled from the Lone Star State. The Houston Texans went into Jacksonville on a rainy day in Duval County, got the victory. The Dallas Cowboys go up to New Jersey and handle business against the New York Giants. Dallas is a 10-win team, and the Cowboys are watching the scoreboard right now because if San Francisco loses to the Atlanta Falcons, the Dallas Cowboys are officially in the playoffs.
Running play on first down. Joe Mixon spilled out as he crosses the 35. You mentioned the sun, which is a nice bonus in December, but if you're a receiver, maybe you weren't expecting it.
Cortland Sutton on the last series for Denver certainly felt like he wanted a little cloud cover. That ball whistled right through his hands, who they were in the right place. It's almost as if he did not see that ball come off of Teddy Bridgewater's hands.
2nd down and 4 after the 6-yard run from Mixon, who's over 1,000 yards for the season, 3rd time in his career. Burrow, short drop, quick throw, catch. Uzama makes a man miss, and he's spun down at the 44. It's a 1st down for Cincinnati. They pick up 6 on the play.
Broncos just got Bryce Callahan back to be their starting nickel, and they love him. But it's early in his time. Got to shake off a little rust. Uzama out in the open field showing some nice agility for a big man.
Callahan, his first action since week 8, out with a knee injury. Mixon has nowhere to go, snuffed out by Bradley Chubb. Chubb, as we know, is a legitimate playmaker. We just haven't seen as many of them this season for Denver as he's worked through the injuries.
Okay. Look at him. Avoid Jonah Williams and come back inside to make the one-on-one tackle on Mixon. When you think of Bradley Chubb, you think of him rushing the quarterback, getting sacks. But to play really well in this league, you've got to be a complete outside linebacker. Chubb shows he can play the run as well.
Chris Evans checks in. They're going to spread it here on 2nd down and 10. Shotgun for Burrow. Launches it. Catch made at midfield. Higgins, after the catch, those long strides. When we asked Burrow about Higgins, he said, if you're a defensive back, you're going to get intimidated by his size, his strength, his speed.
That's a great point, because when you start to combo it all together, normally you're saying this guy can do this or he can do that. But when he has all of it, the full package, and there's no way that anyone is a more confident receiver in this league right now than T. Higgins. 3 straight 100-yard games, makes the big catches for them, not afraid to go inside as we saw there, and then turn it upfield for additional yardage.
The team record is 5 straight, held by A.J. Green in 2013. New set of downs, and a quick toss to Joe Mixon. He angles out of bounds with Jonas Griffith over there. Kenny Young is out. dealing with a concussion, so the depth being tested. We asked Vic Fangio about this defense. He said, look, we're a resilient group. We've had to mix and match. We've adjusted. We've simplified a lot with a lot of the new faces and gone back to ground zero.
8 different inside linebackers, 7 different outside linebackers. I think that fits mix and match pretty well, doesn't it? And trying to get guys ready to play who weren't even around for training camp. Having to learn the playbook, having to learn the system on the fly.
Cincinnati on the move, 2nd and 8, 7:28 to go here in the first. On a give for Mixon. Tried that zigzag move, and he's bottled up at the 35. Picked up just 2 on the play with Stephen Weatherly.
All right, before third down for Cincinnati, this was third down for the San Francisco 49ers. After they stopped him at the goal line, they were back to the wall, and they're going to have to punt from close to their own end zone. Kyle Juszczyk makes the catch, but it's a couple yards shy of the marker. Fourth down forced there by the Atlanta defense.
As much attention as these runners from Denver have gotten all week, Joe Mixon wanting to let everybody know he's still around.
Third down and 6. Nickel package here for Denver. Ball at the 35. Burrow, step and throw. Wobbler is incomplete. He tried to squeeze it in there to Chase, and now what do? You're looking at a 53-yard field goal. You may be more apt to try that because we are a mile high with the altitude.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And right there, the ball gets tipped initially by Bradley Chubb, 55. But he's trying, see, there's Chubb right there. There's the ball moving. But look, he's trying to fit it in there. There's 3 orange shirts in the vicinity of Jamar Chase. And I'm with you about this field goal attempt. Evan McPherson already has 7 field goals over 50 yards for the year. At this high altitude, it's a no-brainer to go ahead and try and kick this one.
Harris will snap it. Huber will hold it. 53-yard attempt. McPherson drives it straight through. Bengals on the board, 53-yarder, and he made it look easy.
All right, so we're underway and scoring underway there in the Cincinnati and Denver game. Want to remind you, coronavirus has shuffled the schedule for the NFL. A couple of games, 3 to be exact, were moved from their weekend slot to Monday or Tuesday. Here are the games, 4 of them, that we'll see in the next 2 days. We've got 2 games tomorrow night on Monday night. The regular Monday Night Football game, Chicago hosting the Minnesota Vikings. That's the regular Monday nighter on ESPN. But 5 o'clock Eastern tomorrow, exclusively on NFL Network, it's the Cleveland Browns hosting the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders come in at 6-7, Browns at 7-6. Both of those teams playoff hopefuls in the AFC. 5 o'clock tomorrow on NFL Network. Then on Tuesday, Fox will have regional coverage of either Washington at Philadelphia or Seattle at the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams, beneficiaries today in the division race for the NFC West, beneficiaries of the Detroit Lions' upset win over the Arizona Cardinals. That's your Monday-Tuesday schedule in the NFL.
Here comes Ryan. And on the play, chased and brought down by Ebukam. Samson Ebukam makes the stop. A 6-yard run by Matt Ryan. The offensive line has shown improvement. They're running the ball better, and this is their group with the rookie at the left guard.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's what they want to see is Matt Ryan taking off and running down the field. I think everybody kind of held their breath real quick right there. You see the highlighted Kyle Pitts, the rookie tight end.
Yeah. Ace. It's 2nd down and 3, and here comes Patterson. Josh Norman was the one to get him low. The veteran allowing only a gain of 2 to the 40-yard line. D'Amico Ryans is the defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers. Bosa, the headliner here.
Just try and get everybody calmed and relaxed a little bit. Try and get a conversion here.
It's still the dime secondary, 3rd and 6. You want Sharp on the move. The Pitts on the move, and here is the run by Davis, who breaks a couple tackles, and the former 4th-round pick by the 49ers, wiggling his way, thrashing his way for a first down. Gain of 7 on 3rd and 6, and they'll move.
Little game rewind presented by Amazon Prime Video. Here's one of the looks that we have of Cordero Patterson going in for what would be the opening touchdown of the game. Again, this was called a touchdown on the field and then reversed via instant replay. Of course, that one is from the back of the end zone, the camera angle, so you can't tell where the football crosses the plane and when the knee goes down. There's one more look at it from the side, and evidently, New York saw enough evidence to conclusively decide it was not a touchdown, and Atlanta was eventually stopped on downs, and that's why we are still scoreless between Atlanta and San Francisco. So we're back here live in Santa Clara on this Falcons and Niners game, and the Baltimore Ravens and the Green Bay Packers have just kicked off at M&T Bank Stadium.
Davis will take a breather. 2nd down, 9. Patterson the back. Yep. Fake to him, blocked by Smith and Patterson, and across the middle, it's caught there by Pitts with a big hit. Warner delivered it. He's their leading tackler. Gain of 7 down to the Niner 30.
Excellent job by the offensive line, giving Matt Ryan plenty of time and protection. Good job by Pitt.
Well, it's Tyler Huntley in for the injured Lamar Jackson. This is the 2nd start this season for Tyler Huntley. He won his only other start. That was against the Chicago Bears. And that was a game where Lamar was out with an illness. Today it's an ankle. And here comes a 3rd and 5 for Huntley on the opening possession. Hits Mark Andrews, who shakes a tackler, and Mark Andrews is in business into Green Bay territory. Huntley delivers on his first test of the afternoon.
Well, he's the guy they look for. Mark Andrews having an all-pro year. They're in man coverage on the back end. He's able to win, and even with a throw that is a little bit behind, he's able to make the play. Darnell Savage is the one who's in coverage. This guy's been making plays all year long, really throughout his career, coming off a big game on Sunday against Cleveland with 11 receptions, over 100 yards in that game.
Here's Devontae Freeman on first down to the 25, and Andrews with a season-long 44-yarder to set up this.
So we had 3rd down for Matt Ryan and the Falcons, and they are in a passing formation. Will try and throw for it on 3rd and short. That goes incomplete. Tight coverage on the play by the Niners defensive back. That would bring up 4th down, and Younghoe Koo from 48 yards out, it's good. So 2 scoring opportunities for the Falcons on their first 2 possessions. They only come away with 3 points, but they do have a 3-0 lead.
False start.
False start. Offense, number 74. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
That's Tyree Phillips, who has been bothered by illness this week. But he is making the start up front. 17 players for John Harbaugh's Ravens on injured reserve. 5 are on the COVID list. 5 are inactive. And you see Tyree Phillips, who was guilty of that false start, making his 2nd straight start out at right tackle. Patrick McCary unable to go with a bad hand. Pass is caught, but short gain. To the 25 is Marquise Brown for a gain of 5. 3rd down coming up, and this is a top 10 defense for the Green Bay Packers.
I like this defense. I like what they've been able to do, the players that they've had, and the way that they fly around the football. And that win on Sunday night against Chicago, they just gave up entirely too many big plays. That's a little bit uncharacteristic for them. They've been decent in that department. But that's what got the Ravens down here with the big play to Mark Andrews.
Another 3rd down try and a completion out on the edge to Duvernay, but he is short of 1st down yardage. It's 4th down.
Yeah, you got to believe that John Harbaugh is going for it here. He realizes he's going up against number 12, Aaron Rodgers, on the other side, and they are really shorthanded on the defensive side of the ball. So not surprised by this decision at all.
3 tight ends check in. That includes Nick Boyle, who had missed the last 2 games with a knee. Huntley's going to keep and get it. First down, Ravens.
Nick Boyle, he's missed the last few games, missed most of the season. He's only played a couple. It's good to have him out, especially when they've got their fullback, Patrick Ricard, who's down again in this game. But Nick Boyle, to bring him in, a big guy like that, in these situations, help kind of clean things up.
Huntley scanning. Campbell in on the stop, as he was joined out there by Tyler Lancaster in a gain of just 1.
Thought it was interesting that Huntley decides to scramble to his right when he doesn't like what he sees down the field. It opens up to his left. There's no contain you see out there to his left side if he takes it and runs. Instead, he tries to come back where all the bodies were. That is an area where the Packers, especially on Sunday night, Justin Fields, he had over 70 yards rushing on scrambles in that game.
Here's Freeman. Hit the hole hard on 2nd and 9. He gets 7.
It's been a bad start. You still have to feel good about the way your defense responded.
Garoppolo on 1st and 10 goes outside Kittle. He got a good block on the play by
Kittle.
On the rule up to the 35 and hit by Aluakon. 25-yard catch and run. Put him to the...
For Baltimore, it's what you always want to do, but to be able to take some time off this clock, move the football down the field, put yourself in a position to come away with some points to begin this game, and all the while keeping Aaron Rodgers on the sidelines.
10th play of the drive, and it's Huntley out to his right. Complete. First down. Andrews again.
10 handoff. Wilson will follow, blocking and take it up and get brought down by Richie Grant with a gain of 5 to the 39. Your game plan.
Well, first, let's start off with the
ball. They don't come up and challenge it. You would have expected Chandon Sullivan to come up and play tighter and go attack it a little bit more. So some nice conversions here on this drive by Baltimore.
Over 6 minutes off the clock as Freeman takes it down inside the 5. When we talked to John Harbaugh during the week, he said nobody thinks we can win, and I like that. And he's challenged. This is a team that's challenged with a COVID list and the injuries, but he was very positive about his team's chances in this game.
Yeah, no doubt. And I was going to say he may be
that he's looking for, couldn't get it there due to penalty.
Burrow had a lot of praise for this Denver defense, said probably the best defense we've played. You watch the tape, there are no weaknesses, expecting them to play a lot of man-to-man. 2nd and 15, Burrow out of the pocket, throws it, incomplete, in the direction of Uzama. And now it's 3rd and long.
And no one fell off of their...
that they're using this as an excuse. And if we know anything from the Ravens with John Harbaugh as the head coach, they will compete. And this game is going to go down to the 4th quarter.
Huntley keeps, throws incomplete for Marquise Brown.
Hey.
Coverage.
3rd and 15 coming up.
Evan Washburn asked Vic Fangio, what are your core principles on D? He said, no busted coverages, know your assignment, have great technique, and all-out effort. 3rd and 15. Running play, P-Ryan. So they go conservative, maybe hoping to catch Denver off balance. Pick up 4, Shelby Harris with the tackle.
Now 3rd down and goal. Pulls it down, throws low, incomplete. With Murray the target and aim
for carries he's been getting especially over the last few weeks.
4th down. Huntley is brought down, and the Packers hold up. Devondre Campbell makes another play. He's been doing it all year for the Green Bay defense. Huntley looking for somewhere to go with it. Couldn't find anyone.
Ravens have to feel good about moving down the field on the Packers, but Green Bay turns them away when it mattered most. Big stop.
And downfield he goes. Kittle on the fly. Rocketing one downfield to about the 17 is Garoppolo. 28-yard pickup. Kittle had an earlier catch and run at 25 on this drive.
Well, and I'm surprised he was able to hang on to this ball. Watch as he goes and gets the contact. He tries looking over his shoulder. It looks like he's losing the ball, but able to gather it before he hits the ground.
Wilson remains. And the 1st and 10. And he goes and back of the crossing receiver right there, which is incomplete, and trying to hit on the side Trent Sherfield, 4 years out of Vanderbilt. Incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Sherfield's the 3rd receiver on the bootleg out to the left, and just a poor throw by Garoppolo. He was mad at himself after throwing that one into the ground. First come out, you look at the flat in the corner, you got that combo, and then you got the backside drag working across the field, and just not able to make that connection.
2nd down 10. Tebow back there. And the call. Williams a block. Got by Grant. Runs out of real estate. Deion Jones ushered him out of bounds across the way. As they get that ball down to about the 15-yard line and a gain of 2. A lot of long drives by this team.
Started this drive inside the 10, if you remember, after the mistake on the kickoff return.
Hasty back in. And like he did before, he'll go wide. 3rd and 8. Now he comes back there with Garoppolo. Oh, they brought heavy heat. It's Hasty. And from behind, hit by the linebacker, Oluricon. With a gain of 3, down inside the 12. Boy, they were bringing it up the middle, weren't they, with Dante Fowler?
Yeah, Dante Fowler came off the edge, but because you said they brought that pressure in the middle, the tackle has to slide inside. You take away the most dangerous guy. That's usually the inside guy, but that leaves Fowler free on the outside. Garoppolo fortunate just to get rid of that ball.
Quarter, and now the Packers are on offense. But nothing really, you're not missing anything. The Bengals have punted twice. The Broncos have punted twice. Cincinnati has the field goal, which you saw here already.
I think he's probably not gotten as much credit as he deserves for some of the things that he's done as far as game plans go when he's been short a lot of players.
Jones again.
Here comes a 3rd and long for Teddy Bridgewater.
This time, showing full coverage. Guys backed off in the secondary.
Dime package, 3rd and long, flag down. Bridgewater slings it, caught at the 39 by Sutton, and immediately tackled there. Penalty marker is back at the 17-yard line.
Not too distant future.
We got Devontae Adams down here at the bottom, and he's all by himself, one-on-one. We don't see that. He doesn't get that coverage very often.
3rd down and 3. Pass to Adams, and Rodgers missed him.
He had him. He'd like that one back, slant and go. They're going to go double move. They got Tavon Young, who's on the outside. He's typically an inside defender, but because of the injuries, he's going to have to really play all
Punt team coming on the field for the Packers. In the Denver game, it was an illegal shift by the Broncos. Penalty was declined. It's 4th down, and Denver will punt for the 3rd time in the first quarter.
Big leg. Traded by the Rams to the Packers right before the opener. So a nice job by the Ravens defense to get a 3 and out. This one hangs high. And after calling for a fair catch, Duvernay gets hit.
Well, we wondered how long it would take special teams to come in here and do what they've been doing all year and not play very well.
Isaac Yadam downfield. And yeah, it's been a special teams nightmare here recently and really all year long for the Green Bay Packers, but that just seems about as fundamental as it gets.
Kick-catch interference. Number 24, kicking team. 15-yard penalty. 1st down.
Timeout. They've won 2 of 3. Niners are 7-6. Number 6 in the NFC as of now. They've won 4 of 5, including that beautiful overtime win in Cincinnati last week. With the kickoff here. Returnable from the 1, Avery Williams. He'll take it the other way. With a nice aggressive play there. With a 21-yard return. Let's go downstairs to Mel.
Well, consider the league's most prestigious honor, the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award. Recognizes NFL players who have exhibited excellence on the field and whose passion to impact lives extends beyond the game. This year's nominee for the Falcons is Mike Davis, and for the 49ers is Eric Armstead. The NFL Man of the Year will be announced Super Bowl week at NFL Honors Thursday, February 10th. To learn about all of this year's nominees, visit NFL.com/Man of the Year. Kevin.
All right, Mel, thank you. Worthy causes and terrific honored individuals from the 21 1st and 10. With the handoff going to Cordero Patterson, drafted as a receiver by the Vikings. Now full-time running back, and right there, Trent, he picks up 3 out near the 24.
Well, he picked up 3, but it was Fred Warner making the tackle, and I tell you, he just the force that he brings with that tackle, the speed that he plays with. You know, we had a chance to talk to him this week, and you know that Seattle game a couple weeks ago was the first game he's missed in his professional career, and he didn't like it.
2nd down 7, and the ball thrown away there by Matt Ryan. There was a lot of pressure coming up the middle. It was coming from every direction, and namely from DJ Jones, who was putting pressure on the pocket from the middle.
Well, it's really a play action, then you can see to the outside. They're trying to. I think it's more Matt Ryan just trying to get away from it. I thought maybe initially they were trying to set up a screen because they got through so cleanly. That was just a great job by the guys up front.
6 in the secondary, 3rd and 7. Flags on both sidelines.
Well, the 49ers have 12 guys on the field. I know where that late flag came in.
12 in formation on the defense prior to snap. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Like linebacker Marcel Harris is the one to bring it off. Now they bring off Jaquaski Tart, but the reason is because they get the 1st down, or they get now a 3rd and 2. They get close to it. They go 3rd and 2. And the ball shy of the 29. 8th-ranked defense in the NFL. Robert Saleh was here. Now he's the coach of the Jets. That is in the backfield. No blocking. Getting away from Bosa. Having the first 40-yard line. And they move the ball out to the 42 on the play.
Current general manager Eric DeCosta. But John Harbaugh has had a lot to do with that. Like you said, he's been here a long time and talked to a lot of coaches that have come through the halls in Baltimore, and they rave about him.
Huntley throws, and he connects with Andrews. What a good throw from Tyler Huntley for 22.
Yeah, they're playing soft man coverage, and Mark Andrews is just going.
Just had a 3rd and short for Cincinnati. Again, this has been the NFL punt zone so far in the first quarter. This one, though, will be converted to a first down. Burrow does it with the legs. Nice scramble there. And that's the final play of the first quarter. Cincinnati 3, Denver 0.
Things to change a little bit for Green Bay.
Here's Murray. Gets wrapped up by Gary in the backfield. And a good play by Rashawn Gary, a loss of a couple.
We're going to keep the action here at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore because the Niners and Falcons have gone to the end of the first quarter, tied at 3.
Now, if he keeps that up, expect to see Huntley keep it because they've got to keep him playing honest as that backside contained defender. There's a lot of guys on this defense. I mentioned Preston Smith. You mentioned Devondre Campbell. Rashawn Gary's the other guy who's had to play a lot more because of the injury to Zadarius Smith. He's been really good.
Here's Huntley out to his right. Tucks goes, and a nice pickup on 2nd down. As we get to know Tyler a little bit better, 2015 Gatorade Florida Player of the Year. 2019 was first team All Pac-12 at Utah. And in his first NFL start, Week 11 at Chicago, he and the Ravens were winners and almost came all the way back. Down 24-6 at the half with a big second-half push last week at Cleveland.
Yeah, he's been successful really at every level that he's played at, as you just saw, but he has still always been a bit of the underdog.
3rd down and 7. Pass complete. First down. Crochet gets 8.
I am a little surprised. I think they're worried about the speed of this Ravens receiving core, but Chandon Sullivan soft. He's off further than the first down marker. As soon as you catch the ball, it's a first down, the line to gain, and so they're taking advantage of it. That is one thing with Tyler Huntley that the coaches talk about. He does get the ball out more on schedule within this passing game.
Pass caught by Brown out on the edge, and he puts a stiff arm into Amos. How about more on Tyler? Here's Tom Rinaldi.
He was an outstanding player at All Pac-12, Joe. And talking to Kyle Whittingham, his coach at Utah, he said he is the most competitive player he has ever coached. If you were to walk down the hallway with him, he wanted to beat you. He hated the fact that he couldn't be hit in practice and that he called him the ultimate competitors. This is a player that his teammates really believe in. Rashad Bateman saying he comes in and proves we're more than a one-man show. We're a team. He's got a lot of belief behind him, playing well so far early.
2nd down and 6. Huntley in trouble again, out to his right, throws, end zone, and caught!
Mike Andrews.
What a start, touchdown Ravens.
Boy, Mark Andrews is picking up right where he left off on Sunday. Coming off that big game against Cleveland. What a job by Andrews. He sees his quarterback's in trouble. He works that back line, and then you got to secure the ball and make the catch. And that's the most difficult part of this play, was being able to haul that in. It's just, and the more I watch him, the more impressed I am with all the things that he's able to do.
Well, what do you? 3rd and 8. Matthews the block. Crumbling pocket. Key has got him. It's the first sack, and Arden Key notches his 5th of the year. And the loss is back inside the 35. Niner defense had a...
All right, Baltimore scores. The Niners stiffen on 3rd down. Here comes 3rd and long for Joe Burrow.
Just underway. Well, Matt Ryan was able to stay. Short pass caught by Pirine. And he is dropped at the 32-yard line, well short of the first down by Browning, who has been heavily involved in this first half for the Broncos.
And this Broncos team has done a nice job here in their early going, because one of their goals going in, talking with defense coordinator Ed Donatel and head coach Vic Fangio, who calls the defenses, we've got to match them wanting to be as physical running the football with our defensive front. Well, they haven't run it that much, they've been physical in every aspect has been Denver, setting up 3rd and longs and getting off the field.
Kevin Huber to punt it. Deontay Spencer is the return man. Played in the CFL, was an all-star there. But a penalty.
False start, offense, number 33. 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
As the gunner, Trey Flowers, who does a nice job for them in special teams out wide. He's going to have 2 men on him, so he was trying to get motion pretty quickly to try and turn it from a 2-on-1 into a 1-on-1, and now he's actually forced into a 1-on-1 at the top of your screen.
Cincinnati has committed the fewest penalties in the NFL this season, and Spencer does not get a chance to return that one, much to his chagrin.
We got a TV timeout coming up in that Denver game. All 3 games actually are taking a commercial break, so we got time to flash back to the early window here. Let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Started the day as the division leader in the NFC East, the 4 seed in the NFC, and they handled their business. Ezekiel Elliott, one of the touchdown scorers for the Cowboys today, beating the Giants in East Rutherford, New Jersey, and after the game, the final was 21-6. After the game, we got Ezekiel Elliott caught up with our Jane Slater from NFL Network.
All right, we saw the run game get going again tonight. Zeke, 16 carries, 52 yards for a touchdown. You've been battling through that right knee. Wore the brace for a 2nd week in a row. Did you feel a little bit better?
No, yeah, I've been feeling way better the last 2 weeks. You know, we started out running the ball pretty well in the first half. We just got to find a way as an offense to, you know, finish that game off.
There has been a lot of talk about this offense, the word slump getting tossed around a bit. Do you think this game answered those questions, or do you guys still think that you have some work as you get through the rest of this regular season?
We don't really care to answer those questions, and yeah, we got a lot of work to do, and I mean, shit, we got 3 more games, and then we got to, you know, make that push through playoffs. But I mean, I think you can't be mad with a win, and you just got to find a way to get better next week.
December starting off a lot better than November. 3-0 so far, playing through a lot of injuries. What does this say about your team right now in the mindset?
Nothing that we don't know. That we got a tough team, a tough group of men, and you know, we're going to do whatever we have to do to get the job done.
Appreciate it. Congrats on the win.
All right, thank you.
Ezekiel Elliott and the Dallas Cowboys 10-4 on the season, and the Cowboys will be the NFC East champions this week if Washington and Philadelphia tie. That's the only way the Cowboys can win it this week, and they can get into the playoffs if the San Francisco 49ers lose here in the late window, or if the New Orleans Saints lose later on tonight on Sunday Night Football against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
John Harbaugh obviously liking that, and this Ravens team off to a really good start.
Well, Packers went 3 and out their first possession. The Ravens have run 21 plays to the Packers 3 in almost 11 minutes in time of possession for Baltimore. After the penalty, the drive starts at the 16. Ravens are going to get a flag against Dennis Kelly, the right tackle.
False start. Offense, number 79. Still first down.
Checking back in on the Falcons and Niners. Jimmy Garoppolo takes a short 3-step drop. Zings one into Brandon Ayuk. Oh, he's got room there. Running his way through a few different Falcons defensive backs. Big 36-yard chunk play for San Francisco.
Here, Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers completes. Lazard. First down. And the first complete.
All right, we'll keep an eye on Green Bay for you. If the Packers get over midfield, we'll go back to Baltimore. But we do have the Niners into Falcons territory.
They're picking up another first down.
The big questions, of course, was without Elijah Mitchell, who is injured and out today, with the run game still thrive. So far, those numbers, 9 yards a carry for Wilson, 1st and 10, and he goes again. Mack that time delivering a block, and Compton is there and finally brought down by...
A little bit of a debatable play that happened in the Denver game a moment ago. Teddy Bridgewater steps up in the pocket, looks like he's going to run, and then he throws at the last second to Noah Fant. And Cincinnati has thrown the red coach's challenge flag. They're going to say that Teddy Bridgewater was past the line of scrimmage, making it an illegal forward pass. We'll take a look at it. They have gone to a commercial break in Mile High.
Samuel out there, but wide. Wilson in the backfield. Ayuk in motion. And plowing his way and putting his head down, blasting to about the 23.
Here's one of the replays of the Bridgewater play. You see the blue line of scrimmage. Tucks the football and looks like he's going to run there, and then last second he sees and releases the football. Tight call there. They're going to have to slow it down quite a bit. If it stands, obviously Noah Fant has a big pass play, but Zach Taylor says, guys, take a look at it, please.
Continuing to do that again this season with Mitchell being out with injuries.
He's the number 8 running attack in the NFL. Wilson in the backfield, 3rd down and 5. Garoppolo. This is caught by Jennings. Caught it and ran out of bounds. Forced there by Terrell. Got inside the 16.
Niners convert on 3rd and 5. This was 3rd and 4 for Green Bay. Allen Lazard able to dive and make the catch. Rodgers puts it on him for a 6-yard gain. Fresh set of downs for the Packers. Fresh set of downs for the 49ers, who are in the red zone.
Able to get the edge and get the first down.
Ayuk's big 35-yard catch and run. The big play on this drive. Samuel on the move and gets the pass here. He wants to throw on a 1st and 10. And to the end zone and incomplete. And Ayuk was back there. And on him was Terrell. Former number 1 pick out of Clemson a couple years ago for the Falcons.
Well, this is a backward throw. As Samuel comes in motion, that's backwards, and it looks like he's trying to throw, and then he stops and takes off and running. Hopes he's trying to fool him.
Second down and 10.
I'd like to say great coverage, but he didn't even know it was. It was great coverage because he got in the way of the ball, but clearly didn't know it was on its way.
Hey, watch games.
Wilson on the move, 2nd down, 10, and underneath they go. This is Kittle. Grabbed by Deion Jones.
Idiot, why did you hit him for it?
Corralled at the 6. Boy, he's a hard rascal to bring down. Moreau is there too. Gain of 8 on 2nd down and 10. And Kittle.
No doubt, right?
No doubt.
And maybe a Polaroid afterward for them.
Ruling on the field stands here in Denver. It's a Noah Fant catch.
For Denver, finally on the move. Motion man Patrick. Bridgewater. Deep shot. Knocked away at the last moment. Sutton thought he had a touchdown.
Of the week. 3rd and a long 1 with Wilson back there. With Juszczyk. Juszczyk will get the call. Here he goes. Kyle driving in for the touchdown. Steering through the defense. Kyle Juszczyk with his first rushing touchdown of the season from 6 yards away. Nice looking drive by the
Niners with a sweet touchdown drive that will put them in the end zone for the first time today between the two players. Well, between the two teams. Atlanta would object after the Cordero Patterson touchdown was taken off the board. No question on the Juszczyk 6-pointer.
Is driven backwards. Trey Hendrickson made sure Williams wasn't going to break away.
Robbie Gould will try to tack on one more and does with these. It's 10-3. The Niners on top.
Because this was called a zone blitz. They blitzed Jermaine Pratt, number 57, the inside linebacker, inside, and dropped Hendrickson off into coverage to try and confuse what Teddy Bridgewater was looking at. He thought with that inside backer coming at him, he could get that easy swing. But Trey Hendrickson right in the area.
AFC Special Teams Player of the Week, Brandon McManus, trying to tie this one up from 54 yards away. Leans into it and connects. 3 apiece at the 10:44 mark of the second quarter. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this from Lowe's.
Wanted quarterback Aaron
Rodgers on the board. Both teams on the board in Denver. Both teams on the board in Santa Clara. The only team out of the 6 active right now that doesn't have a point has the football right now, and that's the Green Bay Packers.
He knows what Wink wants to do in this one. He wants to bring the pressure, and that's what he expected coming into it.
Well, there is nobody better against pressure than Aaron Rodgers. As he has time, airs it out, pass is caught. Marquez Valdez-Scantling with a big one for 31 as they try to get him back more involved in the offense.
Yeah, he's pretty good when there's no pressure on him as well. Geno Stone is the one who is playing because of Chuck Clark not being available today, and it's one-on-one. Marquez Valdez-Scantling in a clean pocket and really a ball that was underthrown by Rodgers, but Valdez-Scantling had so much space between him and Geno Stone, it didn't matter. He's still able to make the big play.
Sets it up at the 18-yard line. Rodgers throws to the end zone, incomplete for DeGuara.
Well, there's a penalty. They might have gotten away with a hit on Rodgers.
Initial foul. The passer, defense from the 99. After this is to the goal. Automatic first down.
That's the rookie Adafe Owe, first-round pick out of Penn State, and that's a free 15. The crowd sees it on the replay board, and wow, that's what gets the flag.
Wow. I mean, this is getting a little bit out of hand.
I mean, there's not much for John Harbaugh to say to Owe.
No, I'm sure by the letter of the rule, you'd say, yeah, that's, 2 steps or however you want to look at it, but come on.
Rodgers with the play fake. The completion. Lewis down near the 2.
I like that play fake by Aaron Rodgers on that play. Here's the end of that last play again, and I don't even think he pushed him probably as hard as what it looked like, the way that Rodgers reacted to it. I got to give a little shout out to Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth. That's the same play fake he ran last Sunday night. They were really impressed with it when he came out the other way.
I'm going to give a little shout out to Pat McAfee.
Hey,
Aaron Rodgers told Pat McAfee the play fakes, that's the most fun part of the game for him, and he's very good at it. Here is Dillon, touchdown, Packers. Nice answer. Couple of conversions on third downs early in the drive, and into the end zone they go.
Big number 76, John Runyon. You see the push that he gets. And he's able to manhandle his guy and just open things up. A.J. Dillon, he's really come on, and he's been relied on a lot here over the last month with some of the Nixon bumps.
67 yards of offense for the Bengals, 65 yards of offense for the Broncos. Flags fly.
False start. Offense, number 73. 5-yard penalty. Still third.
Well, with a second down and 5. They go outside quickly, and that's caught by the running back, Cordero Patterson. Hit by
long advantage really tilts towards the defense as they can unleash their pass rush. See what Vic Fangio has in mind here.
Jamar Chase looking for his first catch. Had a catch that was called back on a penalty. Burrow in the pocket. Tosses it. Safety valve. Uzama. Spin move. And he's short. Needed to get to the
It's a huge part of what they're doing. Not only running the football, but receiving the football. He draws a lot of attention. That time the 49ers were ready for it.
Jumping on that line on that third down and 5.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense, number 98. 5-yard penalty, results in a first down.
Arden Key will pick that up, Trent.
Well, we saw the Falcons get a little emotional when it happened, and now Key's coming off the field. I'm sure he's going to get an earful.
He had a sack on the last defensive series.
But third down, it's like that. As a quarterback, that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to get the hard count. You're telling your guys for the defense, says, hey, don't move now.
First down and 10. Nice block in there by Hurst. Here comes Patterson trying to chip his way in. Tart got him low. First to hit him.
We had a punt on 4th and 1 with Kevin Huber lining up. Now, we only show you punts if they're blocks or if they're punt returns for touchdowns, or we trick you in the late window and it's just a nice down punt inside of the 3-yard line. Stanley Morgan is there to down it. NFL punt zone. Cut away, cut away.
2nd and 7. Patterson. Warner gets in there and steers him off to the side. Only a gain of 3 just beyond midfield out of the 49 of the Niners. Warner's been all over the place. No surprise.
Yeah, no surprise there. He's always involved, always around the ball, and plays that attacking style that D'Amico Ryans wants him to.
With a 3rd down and 4, Mike Davis is the back and rearranging his tight end. Hurst, Matt Ryan. We're looking to 6 in the secondary for San Francisco. Matthews the block at the left tackle. Wobbly ball. Grabbed by Gage. Hit and brought down on the play by Tart. They'll put him at the 36. Picks up 13. That's a first down for Atlanta.
On NFL Network, ABC, and ESPN. Then Tuesday, you'll either see Washington at the Eagles or the Seahawks and Rams at 7 Eastern on Fox. And just 2 days after that, Week 16 kicks off with Thursday Night Football on NFL Network. Lots of great games during this holiday week to get excited for, and we'll be in Green Bay on Saturday on Christmas Day for the Browns and the Packers. From the 27 in a tie game, Huntley able to spin out of there and get rid of it for Andrews off his left hand, incomplete. Jonathan Garvin.
A little bit of violence there as he's throwing him to the ground. Mayfield tried to help him out. Good decision by the officials not to throw a flag there. That wasn't enough there by either guy.
Davis the back. He started 12 games last year for Carolina. 2nd down 4. The fake and the throw. Dropped. Tart drills Gage. Gage was oozing.
Making defenders look silly. I like what I've seen from him in the limited amount of playing time that he's had in his career.
He keeps here. Flag on the play out on the edge. Where that block happened.
Yeah, the Packers, I don't know who it was. He went low, and
that's probably going to be a holding against Baltimore. I'll confirm it in a second, but we'll watch 3rd and 4 live.
Mike Davis remains 3rd down and 4. Ryan, messy pocket, got away, and down he goes. Arden Key registers his 2nd sack. Jumping on his back, bringing him down, and a flat.
I really am not sure what a defensive back. Usually it's corners.
The penalty was not against Baltimore for holding. I believe it was a personal foul. They didn't show the Brad Allen, the referee, making the call. I think they said lowering the helmet against a Packer defender.
They'll get just leveled. So that's just one of those unfair rules that was put in to really protect the offensive player.
Brings the ball up to the 45-yard line with a first down for the Ravens. Latavius Murray gets it. Nice little cut. What a good run down to the 39 of Green Bay.
Supposed to try and roll one way or another. Listen, it's what the rules are.
We had back-to-back controversial calls here. the drive continues for Atlanta with the game rewind presented by Amazon Prime Video on a roughing the passer penalty on the sack. I guess they called body weight on Arden Key, who landed on top of Matt Ryan. And Bosa was down around his ankles, kind of low as well, but they called roughing the passer there, continuing the drive and giving a first down. And we'll try and cue up the lowering the helmet penalty here in the Green Bay game.
Fake it to Murray. Good protection. Downfield for Bateman, incomplete.
With the high snap, Ryan guns one to the end zone. Gage got it! That is a touchdown! What a catch! What a throw! And he was working on Thomas. A 20-yard strike with a flag.
Well, teams the last couple of weeks have been going after Thomas when they get him in man-to-man coverage, and this time no different by the Falcons as Gage goes up over the top and is able to haul it in.
Second down, pass is caught. And out there to his right, Marquise.
Thomas, remember last week.
Defense number 20. The penalty's been declined. Result of the play is a touchdown.
Thomas last week against the Bengals with a couple penalties, and he allowed the touchdown.
General manager and addressed it. Gave them some weapons and some speed, more importantly, that can get down the field and make some plays. Rashad Bateman was their first-round pick out of Minnesota this past year. Missed a lot of time early. Came on big in the game on Sunday, and he's just scratching the surface. And Marquise Brown, who just caught that, he's terrific.
Pass caught. Andrews first down inside the 25. What a day already for Mark Andrews, coming off that 11-catch game at Cleveland last week. Here's the big 44-yarder. Also had a 22-yarder. Had a touchdown on a fantastic catch, and then this first down conversion.
This was a well-designed play by offensive coordinator Greg Roman. It's one of those, basically it's a tight end screen. It's the wide receiver screen you've seen so much. You got two blockers that are out there, and the way that he times it and gets in behind them, he's able to just ride right behind them and pick up the first down. They've been good on third down here in this first half.
Huntley keeps and is able to dive inches inside the 20 for 4.
Now that's one play that I did not expect to see today. There's Greg Roman. In talking with him, the runs that they have for Tyler Huntley are a little bit more conventional. That play there, though, however, is a staple when Lamar Jackson is in the lineup, to where he takes it right between the tackles. He typically has a lead blocker, but they let Tyler Huntley run it. I wasn't expecting to see it. They pick up a pretty good gain.
2nd and 6. Huntley, Freeman, and Devontae hops out of bounds.
Here's a game rewind. This is the penalty. Look at number 26 on the Packers. They're going to call lowering the helmet as the blocker was coming out to do his job with Huntley on a sweep. And Darnell Savage goes down low and takes out the Baltimore blocker. Matt LaFleur beside himself that personal foul has extended this drive.
Into the 3rd and longs, and they're 4 of 6 in this game.
The number 26 team in the NFL on third downs. All 3 Ravens drives have gone down inside the 20.
They left them uncovered.
Huntley throws, first down. Duvernay.
Really nice route by Devin Duvernay. I really like what he's able to do. He's got great speed. Good job off the line of scrimmage.
One of them obscured his vision, so he exited out of the pocket to keep the play alive and found Uzama for a short gain.
So it's 3rd down here for Cincinnati. Six defensive backs for Denver. Burrow in the pocket.
Push pass, and not much there for Duvernay. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and goal. They spent a 3rd-round pick on Duvernay out of Texas last year. As you said, Marquise Brown was the first receiver off the board in 2019. Their 1st-round pick this year with Rashad Bateman. All trying to improve the weapons around Lamar Jackson, and they're now playing with Tyler Huntley in the middle of the action, and so far so good. 11th play of this drive. Huntley, end zone. Andrews, he's got it. Touchdown Ravens.
They might have to rethink Darnell Savage in coverage with Mark Andrews. He's beaten him now a few times already. And a ball that's underthrown. Savage, who's in a trail position, if he's able to turn and locate the ball, he's able to make a play. Instead, he's expecting the ball in the upfield shoulder, so he overplays it. Andrew comes back underneath and is able to make that catch. Initially, when it was thrown, I thought it might be intercepted, knowing that it was going to be underthrown. But Savage, who was beat off the line, overran, cleared out that far side of the field.
Tyler Huntley is 15 of 20, 137 yards, and 2 touchdowns. We're waiting on the extra point there in Baltimore to make it 14-7. We'll check back in live here at Levi's Stadium.
After a day throwing for Garoppolo, 9 of 11, 152. First and 10. It's a fake again to Wilson. Little off-balance throw here. And picked up on the play by...
Little game rewind here to earlier in the drive. It's a play fake hard to the right side. Throw it back to the left. And Deebo Samuel, the gadget man, they do it all. Offensive weapons for the San Francisco 49ers, goes for 30 yards on that play.
332 yards and 3 touchdowns in games in Seattle and in Cincinnati. And today, Kittle, 4 catches and 65 yards. He's doing it all. He's healthy. Second down and 7. Wilson. Grabbed on the play, taken down. There's Anthony Rush. He's out of Alabama, Birmingham. Along
play. Does that close the
we have not been on this Bengals-Broncos game, but it really hasn't been worthy of it in terms of offensive football. There have been 8 punts, just 155 combined yards in this game, only 7 first downs between the two teams, and we're at the 2-minute warning. So don't think we're slighting these teams. It's just that we're looking for red zone, touchdowns, and offense, and they haven't provided it.
I got you.
2-minute warning is around the corner. 3rd and 7. And that's where we end right now with a 3rd and 7 at the 42 of Atlanta. When we come back, touchdown pass by Ryan. Touchdown run.
2-minute warning in Santa Clara, 2-minute warning in Denver, and a TV timeout in Baltimore. We go back to the early window. Baltimore making a critical tackle on 4th and 6, stopping Tennessee just a foot short, or inches short if you believe the sticks. Either way, it was a turnover on downs, and Pittsburgh would go on to win this game 19-13 to get their 7th win of the season. The Tennessee Titans fall to 9-5. Tennessee misses an opportunity this afternoon to jump into the 1 seed in the AFC. As for the action at Heinz Field, Aditi Kinkhabwala with the victorious safety, Minkah Fitzpatrick.
All right, Minkah, that last drive as they're going down the field, how are you holding it together?
We just got to go out there and do our job. You know what I'm saying? This is what we get paid to do, is when we go out there for them final drives, and we just got to execute. That's all you're thinking, is do your job, execute, no big plays.
Well, this defense has taken a lot of heat lately, but you did force 4 turnovers today. Yeah. You held them scoreless in the second half.
Yeah.
What were the big keys there?
Again, it was just do our job. We got to stop the run, make them throw on 2nd down and 3rd down, and that's what happened when they came out there, and, you know, we played the way that we did.
Any big halftime speech to share?
Say again?
Any big halftime speech?
Nah, again, it's just do our job. You know what I'm saying? Just keep playing clean football, good eyes, communicate, and that was it.
Minkah and the Steelers still alive in the playoff race in the AFC. We'll see them again next week.
Got a little bit of action, but he had his first start against Chicago when he came off the bench on Sunday. He's looked really poised.
Here is Rodgers on the return, able to cross the 20. The old famous toe. Fox Sports presents as the toe heals.
Scores and highlights all coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report. It's a 3rd down and 6 for Denver. Teddy Bridgewater had high praise for the Cincinnati front when we talked to him prior to this one. Said they fly around the field, they stop the run. He's got some former teammates on that side of the ball, great relationships. Trey Hendrickson, Von Bell were with him in New Orleans. Jump and a flag down. Penalties, 3 of them against Cincinnati, 0 against Denver.
Neither team heavily penalized, but Cincinnati was the least penalized team in the league.
With San Francisco and all 3 of their timeouts, 3rd down 7. They got a 32-yard catch and run by Samuel on this drive, 42 of Atlanta. Garoppolo's at 6 in a row. And there's the coverage by Moreau on Ayuk. And it is a penalty on the defensive back of the Atlanta Falcons.
Pass interference. Defense, number 22. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul, automatic.
So defensive penalty there leads to a 1st down. It was defensive offsides against the Bengals, and it's 3rd and short for the Broncos.
Javonte Williams is in. Give it to him. Need a yard. Got 2. Drive continues here for Denver. So does the clock. 1:49 and counting. Denver has all 3 timeouts remaining. Huge penalty there. Cincinnati could have gotten its defense off the field and maybe had
10. And the call as he finesses his way with Oluokun making the stop and a gain of 2 and down to the 20.
And back in the Green Bay-Baltimore game, 2nd and 7, Aaron Rodgers, play action, and hits his tight end over the middle. Tyler Davis from Aaron Rodgers. Tyler Davis, the tight end for Green Bay with a 22-yard completion.
So you see right there, 2nd down and 8. And overall, they're 25th in the NFL. Compton the block at the right tackle. Williams a block at the left tackle, and underneath they go. And this is caught by Jennings, who spun away from Moreau and works his way with a nifty move to the 10 and a gain at 15. 1st and goal, San Francisco. Nice move right there by Jennings to get a 1st down.
Well, and this is where your lack of pressure on the quarterback comes back to haunt you, because if you give him that much time, Jennings does the double move. He goes all the way out towards the boundary and then comes underneath. And
he's probably enjoying the game and enjoying his play and his mastery of the scheme now in his 3rd year with Matt LaFleur.
That's 7 straight completions for Rodgers after missing Davante Adams on that first possession. Handoff to Jones, kind of stumbling, and he gets 9. Celebrate Christmas
and work through his progressions, get to that final check down, and then Jennings at that point in time is the one to get it down and break the tackle to get to the 10.
Wilson was on the move, but the handoff goes to Samuel, who got the block from Kittle and takes it in, slicing for 6. 10-yard touchdown run. Deebo Samuel.
Deebo.
Having to come back and play Packers. Here's Jones, 1st down. Yeah, tonight is...
First the kick out, then the seal, and then it's just a foot race and power at the goal line.
Gold the extra point. Samuel gets his 7th rushing touchdown. Tack on
football
one.
Can this public consume? And they're good. We're going to test it this week.
Can't get enough.
I love it.
3rd down and 5. Shotgun for Bridgewater.
That's a
Bridgewater lets it
all like white.
Curl, 1st down. Melvin Gordon brought down at the 42, 8-yard pickup.
Turn all lights.
And now a timeout is called with 28 seconds.
Davante Adams 1-on-1. Rodgers steps up. Tucks goes
Bad toe and all, a nice gain on 1st and 10 as he gets 8.
Well, I'm wondering if it's feeling a little bit better, because that's what he was not able to do on Sunday night. So he sees it, and he takes it. I mean, he had Devontae Adams out there who held up. He could have thrown it right there when he was looking out to his left, and Adams was ready for it. And he just thought he could get more yards running it, which he could. But if the toe was
that big for them.
Right here's a perfect spot. But even though Cincinnati's trying to keep everything in front, you can get a one-on-one outside. I'd take a shot downfield.
Bridgewater hooks a pass, incomplete, bounces off the chest.
Adams so far, 1 catch, 11 yards. Here's Dillon. Wow. Just leveling bodies on his way down inside the 5. A gain of 13, 1st and goal. We're at the 2-minute warning. People haven't even...
That's the 2-minute warning in the Packers-Baltimore game. They'll take a commercial break. We'll get you back there in a couple of minutes.
Looks like cover 1 of single free safety back deep to try and play against a deep ball.
High snap. Bridgewater. Catch. Tim Patrick.
Oh my God, you're fucking moved.
They gave it to him. I thought they were going to signal that he was still inbound.
So we just had a wild play in the Atlanta-San Francisco game. You got 33 seconds left to go in the half. Matt Ryan just chuck it up towards the rookie tight end. It's intercepted. No, wait. Pitts came down with it. Watch the slow-mo on this. The defensive back absolutely thinks he has an interception, and then Pitts, trying to play defensive back himself, rips the ball away as he's going out of bounds. Now, Pitts looked like he had possession and 2 feet in bounds. They are going to have to take a look to see if Thomas, the defensive back, went down out of bounds and was also holding on to the football as all of this was happening. And I got to be honest, I didn't see what the ruling on the field was. I believe, the ruling on the field is incomplete pass, but they are reviewing it with 26 seconds remaining.
I want Sutton at the top of the screen. I want that one-on-one shot with Eli Apple.
3rd and 1. Bridgewater. Fortunate it wasn't picked off. Trey Waynes was there for the potential pick.
And you know who else was thinking the same way? Lou Anarumo. Watch Jesse Bates rotate on this play before the snap. I'm thinking go to Cortland Sutton up top. Yeah, we're thinking the same thing. We're not going to give you that big shot downfield. You're going to have to nickel and dime us, force the field goal attempt.
So Williams was the intended receiver looking to convert on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's 4th and 1, and now it's a 51-yard field goal attempt for Brandon McManus. Made one from 54 yards away. This one from 51, and he sprays it wide. No points. Nada. It just felt like they were playing for the field goal the whole time. Not using the timeouts, not racing towards the line to get another play in. And then this is
the 2-minute warning timeout. Here's 1st and goal for the Packers at the 2.
He's in the medical tent. And Robert Jackson just up off the practice squad, number 17 in the game. They are so thin in the secondary. Rodgers, end zone, incomplete for DeGuara.
Has all 3 timeouts, but they chose not to call one here.
That'll be it.
Taking it to the half, and Falcons will get the ball first coming out in the second half.
Ruling on the field was, I'll say confirmed. They stayed with the ruling on the field was an incomplete pass. It was an interesting play. Pitts looked like he had made a play on the ball and maybe had a claim to say he was down in bounds, but they go to the halftime locker room. 17-10, San Francisco with the lead over Atlanta.
Second and goal. A.J. Dillon stood up.
You wonder here if Baltimore starts thinking about making
it. He does have 1 timeout remaining.
Got 3 way back in the secondary. Look at them. They're about 30 yards downfield.
9 seconds left. Burrow pulls the trigger over the middle. Caught at the 40-yard line by Tyler Boyd. And a timeout called.
Touchdown Packers. And they found Robert Jackson. They went right after number 17 just into the game, and 17 for the Packers.
Well, and the problem was he had help inside. So Robert Jackson, that's just showing his inexperience because he can't get beat outside. So if he lines up to the outside.
54 long for the season, but as you noted with the altitude, this is not out of line for an opportunity for McPherson.
Looking to give Cincinnati the lead as we hit the break. Evan McPherson, the rookie. 58-yarder. He curves it through. Put it on the board. His 9th 50-plus yard field goal made this season. And Cincinnati hits the break on a high. 6-3 lead for the Bengals. End of the first half. Halftime is next after these.
Yeah, Evan McPherson, the rookie out of Florida, he was a 5th-round draft pick, I believe. I mean, he looks like he could be a kicking star in this league. He has been clutch when they need him, and all the leg strength you could possibly want, perhaps aided a little bit by the mile-high air, but it goes through, and it's nothing but field goals between the Bengals and the Broncos. 6-3, Cincinnati with the lead, and we already saw that the Niners and Falcons have gone into the locker room, 17-10. San Francisco with the lead. Dallas Cowboy fans, you're rooting for an Atlanta Falcons second-half comeback. If the Niners lose that game, Dallas has clinched a playoff spot. And Green Bay and Baltimore tied up at 14. The Packers trying to clinch the NFC North outright with a victory head-to-head in this game. Okay, the only game with time on the clock right now is the 1:09 remaining in the first half there at M&T Bank Stadium. They're in a TV timeout. We have time to show you the MVP of the day, presented by Visa. Picking games from the early window, of course. We got to go with the upset of the day, one of the upsets of the year. The Detroit Lions beating the Arizona Cardinals, who were making a bid to clinch a playoff spot today, and it wasn't even close. And Jared Goff was dealing. The former Ram, who used to see the Arizona Cardinals twice a year in divisional play, had 3 touchdown passes on 21 of 26 passing, 216 yards, almost 140 was his passer rating today, and he improves to 8-1 head-to-head against Arizona, and 4-0 head-to-head when he plays against Cliff Kingsbury coaching the Arizona Cardinals. Speaking of Cliff Kingsbury, we've got him at the podium. We'll hold that for a second because I believe we're coming back out of TV timeout here. Back to M&T Bank Stadium to Joe Buck and Troy Aikman on the call.
With the Green Bay Packers, and moves him ahead of Jordy Nelson as they trail Don Hudson, number 1 all-time, with his 99. Well, sometimes, Troy, when they do that stuff around the line of scrimmage on 3rd and short, 4th and short, near the end zone, it just seems like it's unstoppable.
Well, they had the right call. Wink Martindale.
Here's Duvernay making some people miss. Still rolling. Good return across the 35. Let's go back to that touchdown.
Yeah, you look at it, and you're going to see Robert Jackson has help from Geno Stone. Here's the safety, Geno Stone. Here's Robert Jackson. He just cannot get beat to the outside because he's got help. Funnel him back inside. And so it's just a young player. He was just brought up. Like I said, he hasn't played any defensive snaps, his 2nd or 3rd one. And you see Matt LaFleur, he knew it. When they went in motion that he was going to get 2 guys. And Devontae Adams, being the all-pro receiver he is, he beats it.
Huntley throws incomplete with Marquise Brown the target. By the way, 65 of those 70 touchdown receptions for Davante Adams, thrown by Aaron Rodgers. First 3 possessions, they turned it over on downs, going for it on 4th down the first time, trying to get the touchdown, and then Mark Andrews with 2 touchdown catches to cap the next 2 possessions. Huntley just throws it away as he was under heavy pressure from Preston Smith. And they're going to throw a flag for grounding.
Yeah, that's a good call by the officials. And this is where the Packers are really good. When they don't try to twist and run all these stunts and they just power rush and move the pocket, that's when they're at their best with a 4-man rush. There was nowhere for Huntley to go with the ball, and they get him for grounding.
Tyree Phillips is down. They'll look at...
There's an injured lineman down for the Baltimore Ravens, and they will take a quick commercial break. The athletic trainers will attend to him. How about a couple of notes on these late afternoon games? So the Green Bay Packers and the Baltimore Ravens, of course, it was supposed to be the 2020 MVP Aaron Rodgers against the 2019 MVP Lamar Jackson. But Rodgers now the main headliner in the game. Rodgers enters the day #1 in passer rating with a passer rating of 109. #1 in touchdown to interception ratio at 27-4 coming into today. His last 3 games, Rodgers has thrown 10 touchdowns with no interceptions. And here we are in the month of December, winning time in the NFL. Rodgers, that's his time of year. His passer rating in the month of December over the course of his career is 101. That is second best all time, or at least since the merger in 1970. Second best all time. The best December passer rating for any quarterback in the month of December? Lamar Jackson, believe it or not, at 105. So we were supposed to have that matchup. Not meant to be. Hopefully Lamar, for Ravens fans' sake, can heal up the ankle and come back next week. Still a tight game, and Tyler Huntley is playing quite well in Lamar Jackson's absence. Back to the early window action here. Gabriel Davis back of the end zone, one of the insurance scores for the Buffalo Bills today, who had a solid performance at home. They had to get off the schneid after having lost 2 in a row coming into today. Buffalo started as the 7 seed. They're doing a little scoreboard watching right now. The Bills are still the 7 as we speak. They might be able to shuffle in the wild card rankings just a little bit, but they also now have that division title back in their sights after New England lost in Indianapolis last week. Josh Allen came into the day with 11 touchdown passes in his last 6 games, but also 10 turnovers. So it was kind of feast and famine for the Buffalo passer. Today, his stat line pretty darn clean. 3 touchdowns, did throw 1 interception, an efficient day of 19 of 34 for 210 yards passing. Bills go to 8-6. Panthers drop to 5-9. Their playoff hopes all but vanished. Okay, the injured offensive lineman has been helped to the sideline. Back to live action for the final 30 seconds of the first half. Well, 48 seconds of the first half here in Baltimore.
Questionable on 3rd down and 21. A handoff to Devontae Freeman. And Preston Smith makes the stop. It's 4th down. So David Sharp took over for Tyree Phillips, who's playing right tackle for the injured Patrick McCary, who's playing for Alejandro Villanueva, who's at left tackle playing for the injured Ronnie Stanley on the offensive line.
It's been a lot.
Here's what's coming up at the half.
Well, of course, we'll have highlights on the Verizon halftime show, but I want to know what's your favorite Christmas movie?
Die Hard Christmas. Right?
Easily Love Actually.
It's a Wonderful Life.
The All Madden documentary airing at 2 Eastern on Fox.
You
Christmas
are a company
Day.
man, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah. We'll have more on the Verizon halftime.
In the movie
That's great. 4th down and 15 now. The punt. First Baltimore punt of the game. Sam Cook. Chandon Sullivan waiting for it. Fair catch by Sullivan, and he's able to haul it in without any issue. 41-yard punt. Packers have it. We're back after this from Progressive.
And in between plays, let's show you the Houston Texans. This one, they weren't playing for anything playoff-wise. A couple of 2-win teams. The Jags undoubtedly in front of the home fans wanted to show out with the departure of Urban Meyer during the middle of the week firing that Shad Khan decided to do for the Jags program. But David Culley and the Houston Texans came out. Brandon Cooks, for you fantasy owners that had to start him on your lineup, he showed out for you. 7 catches, 102 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Texans beat the Jags 30-16.
Points in this tie game with 38 seconds left and 2 timeouts. Tavon Young was being evaluated for a concussion. So they're without him for the moment. On 1st and 10 from the 26. Rodgers completes somehow to Valdez-Scantling, who was well covered, but you can't defense that throw.
No, you can't, and you've got a middle safety, so it's a throw you don't see a whole lot of. As you know, here he comes right into the middle of that. You see the safety right here, and Scantling, this is a heck of a throw by Rodgers, because you got to beat the defender, but then you also got to beat the safety who's playing deep. He recognizes that, puts the ball on him. Well, that's a great play. Valdez-Scantling, big expectations coming into the season for him, and he dealt with some injuries. He's missed some time, and it's really about gaining his confidence back. And Rodgers said, you know, I need to get him the ball so that he can get some of that confidence back, because for them to do what they hope to do in the postseason, they're going to need Marquez Valdez-Scantling. That's a good start.
2 catches, 55 yards in this half, and it gets Green Bay a first down at midfield with 1 timeout. Pressure off the edge. Rodgers is sacked. First guy there was Houston. And Tyus Bowser combined to bring down number 12 in a loss of 9.
Justin Houston, he's working against Dennis Kelly, who, as you said, he's making the start because of Billy Turner. And the speed rush against Dennis Kelly, he's going to have some problems with that. He's a big guy, big physical right tackle, but he doesn't have great feet in being able to handle that. But with Bowser coming on the backside, they needed a big play, and they're able to come up with it between those 2 players.
Timeout by Green Bay, so even after that loss of 9 on the sack, 25 seconds left, and they're still pressing forward. You know, 2nd and 19.
Yeah, that sack very well could be a 3-point play, because without it, hard to imagine that the Packers don't put themselves in a position for a Mason Crosby field goal. They still might.
No timeouts as they spend their last.
31, knocked out.
Rodgers buying time, slings it to the sideline, and incomplete. A juggle, no catch, as DeGuara headed out of bounds.
Yeah, and that's Tony Jefferson, who they just brought up. They signed him this past week onto the practice squad, activated him for this game. He was a mainstay on this defense for 3 years and a great player. And he left. Chuck Clark came in, and he manned the position ever since. Chuck, again, not playing today. And with them being shorthanded, Tony Jefferson gets another opportunity.
As we get an interesting play call on 3rd and 19. I'm interested to see what the Packers will do with no timeouts. And if they don't get it, Baltimore might call a timeout. And on the right side of the screen, 3rd quarter is set to kick off and is now underway as Aaron Rodgers drops back, throws deep, had a man for a moment, but Marquez Valdez-Scantling cannot hold on, and that's 4th down with 14 seconds left. Atlanta with a nice kickoff return up over the 40-yard line. Falcons are in business.
Timing was actually pretty good. I mean, it wasn't egregious. I thought it was kind of a bang-bang deal. I don't think he arrived early. I know Packers fans disagree. Brandon Stevens right there, and he's one of those young rookies that I really like as well. He's
short field position. Defensively, they're getting us on some of those gadget plays. We just have to be more sound. Kevin.
Now, thank you, Mike Davis in the backfield. 1st down and 10. Here they come up the middle, and they got him. Ebukam comes through and gets his second sack of the season and the second sack of the game for the San Francisco defense.
And still looking for our first touchdown in the Bengals and Broncos game. We are now into the third quarter as Denver will receive it and get it on their 25-yard line after the touchback.
All of a sudden, Hurst is stuck in a one-on-one battle with the defensive lineman. Not the matchups you want to have from a pass protection standpoint if you're the Falcons.
That Atlanta offensive line did not give up a sack last week to Carolina. Second down, 18. And they get the backpedaling receiver. That is Gage, 42, hit by Warner. And eats up a little bit right there, bringing up about third down and about 8 to go on a gain of 10 right there.
Just to confirm, the Ravens did take a knee with 7 seconds left, and you see him head off the field there. 14-14. That's the game of the day on paper, and it's lived up to it in terms of close action. Ravens 14, Packers 14, halftime.
5 defensive backs, third down and 8. Pitts. Ryan, crumbling pocket. Here comes Bosa.
I think the ball came
I think
out
there
too.
was a fumble on the play at the 38. Bosa getting sack number 15. Warner brings it in with the turnover for San Francisco.
Ryan steps up, but just not enough to get away from Bosa. And as he's getting the sack, he knocks the ball loose as well.
Matt Ryan fumbles for the 9th time this season.
Warner with the recovery.
Losing his third. Bosa gets the sack. Fumble recovery for Warner.
Coming out of the half, and Zach Taylor, if we keep staying the course, the dam will break. They ran it more against Las Vegas to help that dam break. I think that Denver could feel exactly the same way with their running attack.
30 inches, Bridgewater gets pushed from behind. His teammate helped him out with Cortland Sutton there. And on 3rd and inches, they get enough to move the chains.
So this.
That's the 20th forced fumble this season by the Niner defense, most in the NFL. It's 1st and 10. Garoppolo loses the ball. And I think it was jumped on by Jeff Wilson. It was. Smothers the ball.
What's going on, Kevin? This is just the quarterback center exchange. And next thing you know.
Last year, still very dangerous receiver. Shotgun for Bridgewater. Protection breaks down. Bridgewater tossed down at the 26-yard line. A surge led by Trey Hendrickson and Larry Ogunjobi. So the streak continues for Trey.
Down 11. Oh, he's got Kittle again. Look at him dance. Barging ahead. Down near the 25. Put him at the 26. Hit on the play by Anthony Rush and others. 13-yard pickup on
Defensive line coach. Sam Hubbard gave him a ton of credit last night. Says that he challenges us every day and forces us to make honest efforts each and every time we're on the field.
Yeah, he said he's changed the game for them. That's how much of an impact he's had. Bridgewater zings it in there, incomplete. Jerry Jeudy, the intended receiver, and a number of things.
Heck of a day, though. 5 catches, 78 yards.
Just down in 10 with the fake to Wilson. The quick throw picked up by Samuel. They hit him so hard his face mask washed apart. And down he goes near the 5. 1st and goal with the quick catch, a sprint. Knifing his way for 20.
You see what that
3rd and 20 for Denver. First possession of the second half. 6-3 lead for the Bengals. Bridgewater, deep drop, steps up, has some room to work. Bridgewater buys time, tosses to the outside, and Noah Fant is tackled just across
the defensive backs, but nonetheless, it's 1st and goal. Juszczyk is back there with Wilson, who gets the call. Burrowing for the touchdown. It's the 3rd rushing touchdown today for San Francisco. That for 5 for Wilson, his first of the year. On the fumble by Ryan, and the Niners cash in.
Well, and they cash in on the sack fumble by Bosa, giving them great field position and able to march right down, get it into the end zone. Kevin, you and I talked about this prior to the game. 49ers, one of the hottest teams in the NFL, winning 4 of their last 5 coming into today.
Down one more, 24-10 San Francisco. It was Bosa right here closing the door on Ryan. The ball stripped free. Warner vacuums it in. And the third different San Francisco running back with a touchdown run today.
And the Niners are heating up. The other games are in commercial break. It's time to do a refresh presented by Subway. Usually we do like the playoff race refresh with the folks at Subway. Today we decided to do the draft order because coming into today, this is the way the top 3, you got the top 10 on the graphic here, but pay attention to the top 3. Lions were the one, sitting at the 1 slot. Texans and Jags, who were both 2-win teams, playing head-to-head. The Lions beat the Arizona Cardinals. The Texans took care of the Jaguars, and that shuffled up the draft order to look like this. Jags jump up to the 1 spot. The Lions drop back down to 2 with their 2nd win, and they also have a tie. The Texans get their 3rd win of the year to sit at the 3 spot. Notice the New York teams as well. They've been sitting there in the top 10 for a while, but the Jets scheduled to have 2 picks in the top 10. The Giants scheduled to have 2 picks in the top 10. Still 3 more weeks of football after today to play, but the Jags might remember this week. Obviously, they took a franchise quarterback, they hope, with Trevor Lawrence with the #1 overall pick last year. Might be picking back-to-back seasons with the #1 selection. As for the game that really mattered in the playoff race that involved these teams, the Lions upsetting the Arizona Cardinals. Here is Cliff Kingsbury after the loss, and we'll get back to live football as soon as they come out of commercial break.
Yeah, I thought they played better, coached better, had a bigger sense of urgency from the start. We just weren't good enough in any area, and got to give them credit. They came out and played really hard and played well.
Adjustments at halftime, I think they came out ready to get back into this thing, and then.
Yeah, I thought we came out with good energy, had a nice drive, couldn't get in the end zone, and then the turnover when we got the turnover and then gave it right back. That was tough. So we got to figure that out because we weren't good enough in any area.
We played obviously a high track speed,
Yeah, that wasn't what we've been all year, particularly on the road. So we got to figure that out before next week. There's no doubt.
Zach Taylor.
And the Cardinals drop 1 spot in the playoff rankings. They are the 4 seed as we speak. Cowboys jumped up to the 3 seed.
Joe Mixon gets the call for 5 yards.
In the first half, they did have a hard time moving it against this Denver defense. Playing cover 6, quarter, half, meaning what 2 guys take a quarter of the field, 1 other player takes the other half, and they're in its own coverage, a little bit confusing. Now, watch Joe Burrow trying to exit out. They force him to drop it short, coming up making the tackle. And then when they think they got things solved, they run right into a blitz there by Justin Simmons. Vic Fangio hit down the tail with a nice game plan.
2nd and 5, Burrow bounces 1, incomplete. Not sure if it was for Higgins or for Boyd. Doesn't matter. It's now 3rd and 5.
As we get up to another 3rd down and another tough 3rd down for Cincinnati, I'm reminded what Joe Burrow told you, me, and Evan in our meeting, Ian, and that is this Denver defense, best defense we've seen this year, and there's no one player position that you can target or attack.
No gain in the play. They stay at the 25.
The way through.
We have not mentioned that dislocated pinky that he suffered against L.A. Burrow has played through it. He will run. First down, the slide is going to put him down at the 32.5-yard line. It is enough.
Like I said, get some first downs, get lined up, and get ready to roll.
Ryan is 8 of 15, 2nd down and 10. Fake to Cordero Patterson. Good block over there by Hurst. Here's the scrambling 36-year-old quarterback and Fauna and Street. Also hitting them on the play, Willis And he worked his way for about 2 to the 27.
And Kevin, I can tell you as a quarterback, this is not a good place to be in. When you're scrambling, just trying to keep plays alive, knowing that the defense is getting after your protections, knowing that you're constantly under pressure, and the amount of hits that he's taken today, even though he's only been sacked the 2 times, or actually 3 times on the day now, it's hard to keep that focus. So he's trying to do everything he can, make something out of nothing.
Ryan 3rd down and 8. Going down the near sideline for Gage with another spectacular catch. Cleaves the ball on the near side. He's got a first down leaping reception at the 48 pickup of 21 on 3rd down and 8. And that time working on Thomas.
Well, and that's been their best play of the day, is the jump ball in man coverage against Thomas. And that was the touchdown that they had earlier. And once again, taking advantage of that matchup.
54. It's a 1st and 10. Check. Cordero Patterson hit by Bosa. Slowed enough there that they came in with Gibbons and others on that line, making the stop and no gain on the play. We know the defensive front for San Francisco is terrific, and really they're going to have to bail them out because the back end of the defense, the secondary, is where a lot of question marks are.
Well, and Bosa here is going to shed the block of McGarry and be able to make the tackle. But Cordero Patterson, that's a big deal.
The day against Denver. Kyle Fuller, the 8-year veteran, steps in. First down, Cincinnati. Avoiding the rush initially. Burrow avoids it again. And a flag thrown. His face mask was grabbed as he took it to the 50-yard line. Agim was the one trying to bring down Burrow on that second wave.
Personal foul.
There it is.
Face mask. Defense. Number 95. That 15-yard penalty will be added to the results of the play. Automatic first down.
So now back-to-back plays, back-to-back penalties.
All right, they announced that penalty flag. There was a false start in the Atlanta game. That's why it's 2nd and 16.
Now he's got time, and he's got him downfield. Had to wait, caught on the play. Zacchaeus got the ball. That's the secondary we keep talking about with the issues. Norman was back there. 49-yard strike by Ryan. 1st and goal to go Atlanta. Biggest play of the game for the Falcons.
You're going to have 3 deep is what Matt Ryan's looking at. But watch what's happening here on the route. That underneath route, that middle route, draws the attention of the safety. That allows him to get over the top. Matt Ryan takes advantage of it, has plenty of time, good protection that time to allow him to get the ball down the field.
1st and goal. Pitch out. Davis looking for a block and got one right there by McGarry.
Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We finally have a red zone drive in the Bengals-Broncos game. The first time either team has been inside the 20 is right now.
Under 8 minutes to go in the 3rd. Longest play of the day. A run from Mixon. And Bradley Chubb, first man to greet him. 2-yard.
He had in there trying to make up for that previous play.
Ryan is finished. 20-yard touchdown pass already in this one. Sharp on the move. 2nd down goal. Evades the rush. Chased on the play by Gibbons. Incomplete.
4 on this drive. Shotgun. Burrow out of the pocket. Trying to avoid. Spin. Throw. Incomplete. Good catch from the event staff.
Best incompletion I've seen of the year. Best incompletion I've seen, because what they wanted was Jamar Chase on a specialty play out of the backfield. Watch the move, the pirouette, and gets rid of it out of harm's way.
To try and make things happen upfield.
3rd and goal at the 4. They're bringing everybody, and he has to throw it away. Hit as he threw. Arden Key was leading the charge off that defensive line.
Now it's 3rd and 8.
Tyler Boyd's always been their big 3rd down guy, all the way in the slot.
Chase, first catch of the day for Jamar Chase.
Footy around him, and you can see Ryan going to the ground. Did you see Key put his arms out? He put his arms out like, listen, I'm not driving him into the ground. I'm just falling down with him. He wanted to make it very clear that he did not want a penalty on that one.
Younghoe Koo from 22. That'll stop the bleeding a little bit. 24-13 is the score with 6.
He made a 58-yarder, a new Cincinnati Bengal record. Bullock had the previous long of 57. And this one is dead solid perfect. Bengals extend their lead. 9-3.
Field goal. Expect anything different? 6-point lead now for the Bengals over the Broncos. We're looking for a little bit more excitement there. We get back in the red zone. Hey, here's good news. We're now all 3 games into the second half. The Packers receive the third quarter kickoff here, tied up at 14.
Jones. Before the report by Aaron Rodgers or Aaron Andrews, and Aaron Rodgers going to air it out, and it's not there. Looking downfield down the middle for Marquez Valdez-Scantling. He had a couple of catches in the first half, but this one just a bit too far.
Well, I think the Packers do a good job, obviously, of getting the ball to Davante Adams in a number of ways. So teams come in, they want to try to double him, and they've got ways to still get the ball into his hands and let him do his thing. So he's going to catch the football. It's about not letting him get yards after the catch. On the last play, once again, he's drawn double coverage, but that's why it's paramount that Marquez Valdez-Scantling, we talked about Alan Lazard last Sunday night. You know, those are the guys who get the one-on-one looks for big plays.
3rd down and 6. There is Adams. See where they put it down. Looks to be enough, and it is. 1st down, Green Bay.
Yeah, Ravens, they were all discombobulated, to steal a Homer Smith term back when I was in college. But you see that once again they're doubling on Davante Adams, and this time it's Levine who lets him outside. So when you've got a double, the double does no good if you don't take away the outside and allow your help to double.
What a catch by Adams for the 1st down. Jones with a big hole up the gut. 12-yard carry by Aaron Jones.
Yeah, that's really good work up front. Josh Nijman, who you talked about, the left tackle, he comes up, and then Mercedes Lewis, he leads the way. So you've got the collapse by Nijman, and there goes Mercedes Lewis on the next level. Those aren't always easy blocks, but he mans them up. He's really good at it and gives Aaron Jones a nice hole.
Jones had just 5 rushing attempts in the first half. Mercedes Lewis been doing it for a long time. 16th year in the league. Jones again cuts back. Nice run. Picks up 5.
Going to go to the triple box here. 3 games in the late window, all 3 now into the second half. The Bengals kicking back to the Broncos with a 6-point lead. The Niners with the football up by 11 against the Atlanta Falcons and tied up at 2 touchdowns apiece between Green Bay and Baltimore. The Packers, again, can clinch the division, and that would be the first playoff spot clinched in 2021 if they can beat the Baltimore Ravens here in the second half.
Doesn't matter how he gets them, whether it's in the running game or as a receiver, just as long as he gets the ball in his hands.
Here's Dillon, cuts back. Going to be about 1.5 yards shy of a
3 yards of offense with 6:20 to go in the 3rd. Williams gets the carry. And 3 Bengals are there, including B.J. Hill, to bring him down. He picks up 5.
Feels like every time you think there's an
somebody better get a hold of that necklace of the number 6 back. You don't want to lose that thing. It's a couple of paychecks worth.
Yeah, there's a few players wearing a couple paychecks worth.
Swinging around, Patrick, making me nervous. 3rd down and 1. DeGuara, strong tackle on the edge by Averett. Pretty good spot for the Packers, and we're still going to get a measurement.
Yeah, it was close. I thought Averett did about as good a job on that as he could. You know, once DeGuara is able to make this play, he immediately makes the tackle. It's a great job by him.
Looks to gang tackle really well in this game. So far, so good with a long way to go.
Javonte Williams watched a lot of Adrian Peterson growing up. Then he really enjoyed watching Todd Gurley. Bridgewater out of the pocket. Bridgewater, good run as he dives across the 35 and took a hit. And Bridgewater is down. Teddy Bridgewater catapulted himself trying to get the first down. And the athletic training staff for both teams are now out there as Joe Bocci was injured on the play. Bocci was there defensively. And Bridgewater landed hard on the hit from Hill from behind.
10. Nice run right here by Wilson. As he crowbars his way through the defense and picks up 12 and takes it down to the 42-yard line of Atlanta. Finding that gap and accelerating through for the first.
Wilson, you can see it's supposed to be out to the left, and it's just a zone run. Make that one cut, get
running. He's having himself a heck of a night. Doing some good things up there in the trenches.
Been the starter at left guard since week 2. Jones, first down.
Missing his second consecutive game. There's an injury to the knee, concussion earlier on. 1st and 10. With Juszczyk leading the way, here comes Wilson. The kid who grew up a tackle made by...
So that offensive line, with all the changes that have happened throughout the year, they're getting it done. And Adam Stenovich, he's the offensive line coach, and he has been outstanding. And he was an unproven guy when Matt LaFleur hired him 3 years ago.
He's proven himself. And then some as Rodgers keeps protected. Adams, first down inside the 25 to the 20 yards.
Second down and 2. Wilson again. Nice hesitation.
Oh, go Wilson.
Works his way, slings his way outside. Got to the 21. Ushered out of bounds by a couple, including Harmon. 13-yard run.
Here. They are hoping to get Billy Turner back at some point. They hope that as well about Josh Myers, Devontae Adams calling the whole thing just a weird experience, but a huge credit to these guys and the coaches, like you mentioned, Troy, for just stepping up.
Done another nice job here this afternoon in the evening. First down, Green Bay. Tie game. Rodgers moving around pretty well, but that
now is...
And a concerning scene in Denver as we have goal-to-go action in the other 2 games. Teddy Bridgewater, with many medical professionals out there, they brought the cart out to take Teddy Bridgewater off the field. We'll get you word as soon as we know it. We can tell you Drew Lock is warming up on the sideline for the Denver Broncos.
This is Juszczyk kicking out the linebacker, body on a body, and get to that next level. Excellent job by the guys up front.
Tomlinson in there, too.
Feel pretty good, and as the game wears on, he starts having a little bit more discomfort.
Rodgers fires it low and incomplete for Juwan Winfrey.
And especially run blocking has been terrific. First and goal at the 8. Wilson the call. Mack the block. Aluakon makes the stop.
The ball's on the ground. Everybody in the stadium at home thinks it's then a poor throw, and maybe it was. And that's another trick for a quarterback, especially a veteran quarterback. Shake your head, and it's on the receiver, you know. I mean,
so at least when people like us take the bait.
Yeah, right.
Third down and 10. Thirteenth play of the drive. Rodgers, Lazard, flag on the play. It's a hold against the Ravens, which will be an automatic first down.
trailing Bobby Wagner in terms of total tackles on the season.
Ninth play of the drive, second down and goal, shuffle pass.
Interesting, because the official who threw the flag ran in and gave the indication it was a hold, which is 5 yards. But now they say pass interference, which is a spot foul down inside the 10, and I didn't see a hold.
Yeah, I didn't either. I don't think that was. I mean, if they're going to call that, we'll never get a game play.
Harbaugh can't believe it. I think with good reason. So they say pass interference brings up first and goal. End zone wide open, touchdown, Aaron Jones. Packers on top.
Of 18 for 222. Third and goal at the 4. Garoppolo. Touchdown. Jennings. Four-yard touchdown pass by Jimmy Garoppolo.
Well, the Falcons decide to bring an all-out blitz. They bring safety. They go cover 0. That leaves man-to-man across the board, and easy pitch and catch.
Even this week, if he's taken.
So touchdown Packers and a touchdown San Francisco 49ers, and a very disturbing scene in Denver. Teddy Bridgewater carted off into the locker room. They removed his face mask. We saw a similar circumstance of this if you watch Thursday Night Football with Donald Parham, the tight end for the Los Angeles Chargers, early in the game. And Parham's news from the hospital in the last couple days has been tracking very positively. We'll try and get word for you on Teddy Bridgewater when we can.
The game continues with Javonte Williams. A run to the 50-yard line, tackled by Jermaine.
The starting quarterback for the Broncos, one of the most beloved players on the roster, team leader, not only the quarterback, but a guy who a lot of players in the NFL know has been through difficult injury situations in the past, with almost a career-threatening injury that he suffered back in his Minnesota Vikings days. Both teams from the Bengals sideline and the Broncos sideline coming out to give their best to Teddy Bridgewater.
Demeanor that Teddy Bridgewater exhibits all the time and make all the normal plays. Doesn't have to do anything else.
Williams again, stutter step move. And the Bengals bunch up the area to hold him to 4 yards on the play with forward progress. Josh Tupou in there defensively for Cincinnati.
And what I mean by that with Drew Lock, just make the routine plays. One of his selling points coming out of college was his ability to play off platform, off schedule. That's wonderful, but you don't have to play like that on every snap. Have consistency, routine play, 3-step drop, hit the back foot, make the throw. That's what they need from him going forward.
Melvin Gordon now in the game, sets up just to the side of Lock. Motion man is Patrick. 6-point lead for Cincinnati. Lock, tall in the pocket, throws on time to Tim Patrick. And he's got a first down for Denver. Covered by Trey Waynes. NFL Today update. JB, Phil Simms.
Packers trying to clinch the NFC North. Aaron Rodgers to Aaron Jones. 9 yards out. Nice job by Aaron Rodgers buying some time. His second touchdown throw of the day. Green Bay now leading Baltimore 21-14. Back to Ian, Charles, and Evan.
And no Lamar Jackson in that game, guys. Green Bay at 10-3. Some wild things happening in the NFC today with Arizona, Detroit. The spin by Gordon. And he gains 5 on the inside run to Pratt. Downstairs to Evan Washburn.
Well, guys, it is a head injury for Teddy Bridgewater. I watched this. He was put in an ambulance. He's being taken to a local hospital out of precaution. The good news is, I'm told, movement in extremities for Teddy Bridgewater. Again, out of precaution, taken to a local hospital, guys.
Evan, thank you for the update. Drew Lock is in for the Denver Broncos. A head injury for Teddy Bridgewater on a first down run where he left his feet, went airborne, then got hit from behind and hit the turf hard. Gordon bounces. And a hit from the side, but terrific.
It's second down and 8. Ryan again with the Matthews block and outside for Hurst. Ushered out by Norman. Gain of 4. Let's go to New York. Here's James Brown with Phil.
Block. And when Gordon bounced off Cushenberry, he ran to that area that Miners kept clearing out by staying with the play. Remember, it's not just what they're going to block. You have to have 2 running backs who will create more after contact. And that's what Denver's getting on this drive from their offense.
7 play calls on this drive, 6 runs. And another. Gordon.
Pinky on his foot is a player who is maneuvering through that. And they're on top in a tough place to win, Baltimore. Bosa back up.
That's the end of the quarter. The Atlanta Falcons in a pretty substantial hole. San Francisco has a 31-13 lead when they start the fourth quarter.
As Evan just mentioned, he's done for the day.
So they're fortunate Marcus Bailey was able to come back to the lineup this week, and he'll probably pair with Jermaine Pratt as their starting inside backers.
Second down and 9. Denver on the move.